Beggar's bazooka. And how in the world can you Trolldier with this thing? Generic intro in the theduckgoesmoo here, back with another SoundSmith video, and today we're doing how to Trolldier the hybrid gardener. This video came out a day ago. I've been seeing tons of comments from people requesting that I do it and letting me know to watch it because I've actually been out of town and it hasn't popped up in my sub box. I'm just getting back in town, just recording these videos. I know by the time you're watching this video, it's probably the following Sunday, so probably into May. I'm recording this back in April, but it's a new SoundSmith video and it's another how to Trolldier video. I believe he did this before, but this is going to be one on how to be a hybrid gardener, whatever that means. I'm not very sure. I've never even tried to play Trolldier. You can check my reaction to the last SoundSmith video, which was, I believe, the bonus clips for a man's guide. I think that was what, for the back burner, or was that the huntsman? I'm not sure. I'll leave it right up there though. Also link down below in the description. Also in place on my channel with all my other Team Fortress 2 reactions. Go in chronological order. There's also one for the SoundSmith stereotypes. Go in chronological order. I believe there's that as well. Shout out to patrons. They get all the videos day early. 11 of a Patreon channel. $3 a month to get you all my reaction videos day early. I do read all your comments, leave them down below, and that's how I knew I needed to watch this video and react to it. But it's another SoundSmith video. I'm never going to complain about watching one of these. So let's go ahead and jump into how to Trolldier. All right, how to Trolldier the hybrid.
Late on a Saturday morning. Birds are chirping outside.
Don't sleep.
Sunlight filters in through the window. It's a beautiful day, and you've got it all to yourself. So of course you ignore the gorgeous weather because you're looking to do some video gaming on your personal computer. So you do what any aspiring Trolldier does and immediately load into a high tower. You equip your favorite items, and you get to Trolldiering, and things go pretty well.
I still never tried Trolldier.
Man, the subclass is great. You're having fun. But unfortunately, that's the problem, because the other team noticed that too.
And they're like, that's not allowed.
Hey, everyone, this guy's having fun playing a video game.
One moment, the server is classic
that's
high
illegal.
tower nonsense, and the next, it's...
Everybody, stop the Trolldier. No, well... Was that like four shots?
You blew it. You made it too obvious that you were having fun in Team Fortress 2, and now the entire enemy team has dedicated themselves to making sure that can't happen. If you want to stand a chance against the enemy team, you'll need some kind of ranged damage, and that means no more rocket jumper, no more man treads. You're gonna have to give up your
what do you
soldier
change
to play regular soldier?
What's wrong with, okay, regular soldier isn't that bad.
There was a loadout that let you do both. What? You know, something in between shooting your feet to win and giving up all range damage for some extra movement and the funny. Would you be surprised if I told you that there's a single item that functions as a perfect solution to this problem?
I feel like he's talked about it before. What? It SoundSmith. Okay.
This video is about hybrid Trolldier.
Which is...
I'm in. That's great, man, but you don't have to say that every time. What do you mean?
Paid promotion?
That's the best part. I mean, I'd say the
Payday
best part is
lovely.
probably all the money we're about to make off this loser. Look at him. He has no idea we're about to steal all of his personal
it's gonna VPN. Put NordVPN. He turns his head.
Whatever. Let's just finish this and get out of here. Go ahead and do it. You got it.
Hang on, what?
What?
I don't understand what happened. He was connected to unsecured public Wi-Fi. That should have been easy.
I think I know what might be going on. That guy
VPN.
must have been using this video's sponsor, NordVPN.com/SoundSmith. Wait, NordVPN.
I would say the music might be copyrighted, but SoundSmith smiths the music, so I doubt it's copyrighted. It's very common for YouTubers to use copyrighted music in the background.
Downloads, shady links, it's even an ad blocker.
Well, hey, I mean, actually, that sounds pretty cool.
Shut up! There's got to be another way. Wait, maybe.
Nah, man, we don't have his
Oh
data.
God,
he
it's
must have
G-Man.
gotten a discount at nordvpn.com/SoundSmith with that limited time deal.
I don't know if Nord's ever reached out to me to do a brand deal.
A 2-year plan.
I've had a
It's
couple
even got a
VPNs reach out to me.
money-back guarantee. We can never get data back from our customers that use NordVPN. It's really annoying. God damn it.
It's really annoying.
Ow. Man, who would have thought that kicking a helmet like that would break one of your toes?
Depends on how you
Two
kick
toes,
it.
actually.
2 toes.
I guess we could just kidnap him and get some ransom money.
The old tried and true. Sure. Let me just track him down and...
Don't do that.
Wait, it says he's in the UK.
Wait, how? He was just here in Union City.
Oh, wait, now it says he's
Union
in
City.
Germany. And now he's in Japan? How is he so fast? It's like I've been tracking his after image this whole time.
His
Damn
after
it, he
image?
must be using NordVPN.
Is that a reference?
/SoundSmith again. NordVPN has thousands of servers worldwide that you can connect to at any time.
But what are the other
Just
options.
Your location, protects you from DDoS attacks, and even lets you access region-blocked content. Oh man, just think about all
Which
the
is
great
a
shows he's
wild
watching right
concept
now. I'm stuck
that
here
they
watching
do.
This stupid SoundSmith video.
Wait, SoundSmith? Oh man, I love stereotypes. Cello song.
Thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Use the link in the description to get that exclusive deal and get 4 months free with the purchase of a
when he
2-year
did
plan.
that other,
Protect yourself
when he did
from
the
thieves
stereotype and did it like the old
fucking
style,
NordVPN.
it was so funny.
/SoundSmith.
He did it so perfectly.
Hybrid Trolldier
Dude,
is a little
his
bit like
video
Hybrid
quality
Demo
is
Knight, in that it
outrageous.
takes some elements of both the subclass and the main class to create a blend of the two. Hybrid Knight achieves this by only changing one item, swapping your booties back to a grenade launcher, but Hybrid Trolldier swaps two. The primary gets swapped back to something that can actually deal damage, just like Hybrid Knight, but if we stopped there, we'd run into some issues pretty quickly.
That would be the issue.
To function most effectively, Hybrid Trolldier also swaps the secondary to something very specific, the one item that makes this entire concept function.
Knock knock. It's gunboats.
Yes, the gunboat.
Was that supposed to be a Bill Wirtz reference?
Weapon to fundamentally change how a class plays. Literally all it does is make the wearer take 60% less self-damage from rocket jumps. That's it. No other gimmicks, no other downsides, just straight up more effective HP to rocket jump.
It literally is a
Hybrid
hybrid. It's
essentially
not
has the damage of
better.
a rocket launcher and still maintains a decent amount of
it's not as
of
good.
a rocket jumper. You do lose the funny stomp though, which is honestly pretty tragic. Right, so your boots change from steel toed to steel everything, but what about the
Steel
primary?
everything?
Earlier I said basically you swap from the rocket jumper to a damaging primary, but you might have noticed that statement refers to literally every other soldier primary. So
Which
do
one?
you pick?
Any
Well,
of them.
when used in conjunction with the market
not the Beggar's
Gardener, I think
bazooka.
almost all of soldiers' primaries can be placed on what I call the silly spectrum. You've got stuff ranging from basically regular old roamer soldier that also uses the
silly
Gardener
spectrum.
sometimes, to basically Trolldier but with a tiny bit of extra damage thrown in there, and options for pretty much everything in between.
So basically,
And
how
that's
much
gonna be
damage
most of
do you
what I
want?
talk about in this video, where each primary lands on the silly spectrum, how it synergizes with the market gardener, and what style of play I found the most success with when using it. So I guess let's just start by getting back
Nice.
to basics.
It's so much fun. Stock. I've
Right, so this
still
is what I
never
meant
played
when I said
Trolldier, but
basically
you know when
regular
they're
roamer
around.
soldier that also gardens sometimes. It's just a rocket launcher. Deals anywhere from 24 to 112 damage depending on splash and ramp up. It can be used to rocket jump for the hefty price of around 12 to 30
what was
HP
the
with
original?
gunboats, and has your standard 4 rockets in the clip. So both of these launchers land squarely in the regular soldier side of the silly spectrum. When using them as Hybrid Trolldier, you can't really do those crazy 4 rocket jumps that Trolldiers often do with the rocket jumper. Well, I mean you can, but even if you hit the garden, now you're standing way out of position with no rockets and like 40 health. At that point, your options are pretty limited.
Yeah, no. You have... Wait, what? Taunt? Yeah, pull out a taunt. Do the funny.
Instead, your market gardener essentially serves as an alternative way of dealing damage at the end of a bomb. You just jump at somebody when you normally would as a roaming gunboat soldier, but instead of firing a rocket as you close in, you could instead go for a shovel crit.
Yeah.
This tends to work best when you're bombing a single target, or if you're looking to pick off
The
a
medic.
more
Oh,
important class
no.
group of people. It's a really
And
nice
then just
option because it
leaves.
lets you
How are you
send
just
a
gonna
rocket,
show up
which
and
would
yoink
then
the
use
medic
to
and
deal
leave?
more damage or try and escape.
That's what it's
Escapes
supposed to
can
do,
be a
but-
little tricky with these though. Stock and original mostly lock you out of the standard Trolldier playstyle of jump in, garden one person, and jump away. So here's the thing with gunboats,
What
they
just
reduce
happened?
self-inflicted blast damage by 60%, but only if it's a rocket jump. You can't just run up to somebody,
Oh.
shoot them point blank, and expect to get the damage reduction, because then it doesn't apply. And
But
you
it's
blow
only
yourself.
rocket
The way
jump.
the game tells this is by
It's almost like
checking
it was
to see
added for
if
the-
your rocket
to the game for this
damaged an
purpose.
enemy player before applying the reduction. So even if you're not aiming at somebody intentionally, as long as your rocket damages someone beside you, you take more damage. Soldier also actually has a natural resistance to self-inflicted blast damage from rocket jumps, and that stacks on top of the resistance you get from gunboats. But that one determines if you're rocket jumping by just checking to see if you're in the air. Regardless, you're actually losing out
The
on
source
one
spaghetti
or
work?
both of those resistances.
Does it
depending on the
actually, like,
situation.
count
If you
on,
lose
like,
both,
the-
so you accidentally
the
hit someone
back burner?
while trying to rocket jump and you don't press space at the right time and you end up being on the ground, you could take up to like 89 damage just from the jump. I should mention that this also applies to every other damaging launcher, but I wanted to talk about it here first since stock is the launcher that suffers the most from it. Basically, you're incentivized to stand your ground and fight rather
Dude,
than
out of
just
nowhere.
jumping away, and that moves you more towards this side of the silly spectrum. Just play soldier with a bit more rocket jumping than usual, and if you see an opportunity for a garden, go for it.
Okay.
You know, every so often.
I don't know if you would necessarily want to do that.
Right. Okay. So this is one of the few primaries that I'm not
I've
going
never
to be
used-
placing on the silly spectrum
never used
because
it.
it's just not very good for hybrid Trolldier. Rocket jumping
Why?
a lot means you're
What about the
usually
Beggar's
starved for
bazooka?
rockets, and only having 3 in your clip makes bombing and 1v1s really tough. The health on hit is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not really worth it when you're going for a Gardener-centric.
Tries the air
Plus,
shot.
if you're playing on high tower, you can just jump to a health pack because they're everywhere. Anyway, black box is fine. It has its place.
Yeah,
but
I've
that
never
place
used the
is
black box
usually in more
ever.
passive play styles, which
There's so many
doesn't
things
really
in
fit for
TF2 I've
hybrid
still
Trolldier.
never
We're just gonna,
even like
place
used.
it over here.
Don't bother. The cow mangler. That's
The cow mangler is functionally very similar to the stock launcher. The rockets might look different, but they do the same damage, have the same blast radius, and travel at the same speed.
I mean, they also
Unless
have
you
different
right-click,
kill.
But that's not really practical for rocket jumping. Really funny though. Anyway, it's so similar to stock that I'm just gonna like put it right over here.
It's
on
a
the silly spectrum.
little
Pretty much
silly.
the same as what I talked about there, just with a few key differences. Specifically, these 2 stats right here. First,
Infinite ammo.
look, not having to worry about
yeah,
ammo is
ammo.
really nice, but like high tower also has a ton of ammo packs, so it's not quite
Well,
as good in that
it
situation.
depends on the map,
I don't
then.
think I've ever actually run out of ammo when using the stock launcher on that map. That being said,
Kinda
if
close.
unlike me, you're normal and play a variety of maps, there are definitely
Unlike-
places where you can take advantage of it. My first thought is somewhere like Brazil or Lakeside, you know, decently high skyboxes, fun jumping opportunities, but really few ammo packs. You could probably get more use out of the stat there. On the other hand, you've got this stat,
Level
and
69,
that means
nice.
you're giving up the capability to deal with one of Trollder's biggest counters,
Turrets.
sentries. Well, technically you can
Yeah.
charge shot, but then you have to reload your entire clip, and it has a few issues. But if sentries are your problem, then
So what does he
I
prefer?
recommend the
direct hits. Oh god, I'm guessing this could be his favorite.
The direct hit is usually seen as the
Wait, does he
weapon
play
of choice
without
for
the hat on?
tryhards,
Oh,
and
what a shot!
I may have contributed to that sentiment a little bit. And like, yeah, in 2017 SoundSmith's defense, it's tailor-made for
2017.
1v1s, specializes in air shots, and can absolutely ruin the day of every other Trolldier in the server if you're good with it. So you might
I'm
be
not.
wondering why I'm placing it here.
I don't know if
in
I've
the
ever
silly
used
spectrum.
it.
Well, to put it simply, this just synergizes with a funny spoon-centric playstyle a little bit better than stock. And that's because it makes it way easier to deal with one of Trollder's hard counters. This fucking guy. There's a certain comfort in knowing you can freely jump around the map and take out any mini sentry with a single left click or a level 3 in 2 clicks. That faster projectile speed also makes it a lot easier to hit
2
direct
hits
rockets. Shocking, I know. But you gotta hit them
level
in order to
3?
do any significant damage. It's also worth noting that the smaller blast radius makes it less likely for you to accidentally damage somebody when
and
you're
that actually
jumping,
works
and that means
good.
you're less likely to lose
Yeah.
out on that damage resistance from the gunboats, so you've got a bit more freedom of mobility when it comes to basic rocket jumps. Overall,
that's actually-
you're better at 1v1s, but worse against crowds. Really revolutionary commentary.
Yeah,
right now. As far as rocket
he's pointed
jumping
out
and
stuff
gardening
we
goes, though,
did not
the direct
know.
hit is still pretty similar to stock. See, when it's calculating self-damage, TF2 uses the same base damage and blast radius as stock rockets. This makes jumping a bit more consistent across all the launchers, and it also means that you're not actually taking more damage by rocket jumping with the direct hit. That's pretty nice, but the big difference you need to get used to is the faster projectile speed. That does change across some rocket launchers, and it'll change up the timing for rocket jumping just a little bit. It's not so different that it requires
basic
you to
jump.
change up your entire playstyle, but there is
I mean,
a small
the more you
adjustment
play
period,
it, the more you
especially
get
for
used
stuff
to
like
it.
pogos.
Liberty launcher. Dude, there's so many
Moving on,
rocket
the Liberty
launchers.
launcher is a bit of a weird case. As a rocket launcher, it's kind of bad. Like, at first, it seems alright. It's got an extra rocket in the clip.
That's
it's got
good.
Increased projectile speed, which makes hitting your rockets easier. You even get increased
What's the
resistance
problem with
to
it,
blast
though?
jumps, and that stacks with the gunboats.
Oh, that's
pretty cool.
pretty good.
It seems perfect for hybrid Trolldier.
But
So
what's
what
wrong
does
with
that
it?
come at the cost of?
Damage penalty. Oh.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I know 25% doesn't sound like that much on paper, but
That's a
like,
quarter.
If you pick this thing up yourself, the first rocket you hit, you'll just be like,
Why am I?
This guy stinks!
It's like, why are
There's
you
kind of
even
no getting
bothering?
around it. The Liberty launcher is pretty dog shit. But if you're willing to put up with a severe downgrade for some
Yeah,
extra mobility,
it's-
and if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you
How to
are, then
control
this
it.
has a solid place right over
Wait, have I
here
done
on the
all the How to
silver
Troll
spectrum.
this
See, that
videos?
25% resistance to rocket jumping damage stacks on top of the 40% innate resistance and the 60% gunboats resistance.
So it's
And they
like-
stack multiplicatively, so that means you're ending up at an 82% resistance
pretty good.
to self-inflicted blast damage. In other words, you're taking a maximum of 16.2 damage on any rocket jump. In practice, it's really more like 12 to 14. This plus that extra rocket in the clip gives you a ton more mobility and way more
I guess
freedom
that's
to go for
if
market
you're
jumping.
really good
It's
at
not
it.
without its problems, though. The big downside that this has for rocket
If you're
jumping
really
is
good
that
at
increased
Trolldier.
projectile speed. Like the direct hit, the rockets moving faster means the timing for your inputs on a rocket jump changed ever so slightly. I'm sure if you put a lot of time into jumping with this thing,
yeah,
you
like
could get to the point where it's as effective as stock. But for me personally, I like swapping between hybrid Trolldier and full Trolldier, and that
Just
adjustment
didn't even
period is
try.
just really annoying to get used to. Oh, also, you remember how I was talking about the gunboats not counting the damage
Another
resistance if
player?
you hit another player? That's
Yeah.
how it works on the Liberty launcher too. So if you accidentally tag someone with your rocket jump, you're taking
Oh.
more than 3 times the damage than you normally would. And if you really mess up and take that self-damage on the ground, you go from taking around 14 points
To
of
how
damage
much?
to
Oof.
6.
86.
A lot of make-believe damage.
So,
oh,
you know, just
I don't know what that is. Oh. Okay.
I meant to do that. But assuming
what happened to that guy?
And you get used to the projectile speed, this thing is a
it didn't
lot
show up in the
better
kill
for
feed
Trolldier than it seems when you first pick it up. It almost plays like full Trolldier with the rocket jumper. You're jumping around.
But you have
stock,
an answer for damage.
More often than not. But unlike the rocket jumper, you can still deal out some significant damage with your primary. Okay, maybe significant is a bit of a stretch, but it's not.
It's something.
Just
yeah.
Give it a shot.
It's better than nothing. That's what you could say about it. Beggar's bazooka. Now, how in the world can you Trolldier with this thing?
I made a video on this weapon before, or maybe not. Not too many people
yeah,
watch that one, I think. You
not
can
to
go
me.
watch that again if you want. I'm definitely not going to complain about more engagement, but for the sake of keeping everything in one place, let me give a quick summary of what I talked about in that video. You ready?
It's been a while. Yeah, that's that video. Yep.
Okay,
did he really speed up the entire video?
No? Okay, well, that's the idea. Like I said, this weapon is really fucking weird, and it's functionally unique from every
I don't know
other
how
launcher in the game.
Is it the most silly?
With the Market Gardener and Gunboats combo goes, well, it's phenomenal. Overload jumping unlocks a whole other realm of rocket jumping that synergizes with the Market Gardener pretty much how well you'd expect it to.
Came out of nowhere.
Where does it go on the silly spectrum? Well, the thing is, this launcher is so different from the other launchers, and it synergizes so well with the Market Gardener that getting good with the Beggars means you're already doing most of the things I'd recommend you do as a hybrid Trolldier anyway.
Like what?
Using your launcher as a mobility aid to fly around the map,
literally just gone.
Using your shovel in tandem with the launcher when it's appropriate to do so. That's just like normal glue-sniffing Beggar's bazooka behavior, man. And the main difference is that you're throwing your old jumping muscle memory out of the window in favor of whatever the hell this is. It's
yeah,
so
I didn't know you could do that. Well, how does that work?
I guess because thing at this point. So let's take our silly spectrum, zoom out for a second, and
put it on the right.
Bazooka off over here in the fucking weirdo zone. Don't get me wrong, it's really good. I just kind of feel like it's its own thing. You
it's
know, like
so
Caber
silly.
Knight or Cannon Knight, right?
Nah, Caber Knight. Rocket jumper.
I think I talked about using the rocket jumper and gunboats as a meme to piss people off at one point.
Oh,
but,
that's so unnecessary.
Okay, I'm just mostly putting this in as a section because it would bug me if I didn't cover every launcher. So that's why this is here. It's on the Trolldier side of the silly spectrum because
almost
you're playing
Trolldier.
Trolldier.
Actual Trolldier.
Cool. Anyway.
Conclusion is
there's actually one more launcher that I've yet to talk about, and if you're one of the people who uses it, you've probably been yelling at me to talk about it this entire time. Let's talk about the airstrike.
The airstrike, dude. If somebody asked me to name all the soldiers' launchers, I
right now
could not.
I fucking love the airstrike.
I could name like
the perfect definition of a hybrid
maybe
launcher.
four,
it's
actually
got the
four,
blast
including
jumping resistance of the Liberty launcher,
stock.
The increased firing speed of a Beggar's bazooka, the same projectile speed and firing mechanism as stock, eliminating any adjustment period to equipping it, and on top of all of that, it even snowballs, gaining up to 8 rockets in the clip as you get kills with it, and it only comes at the cost of.
Oof.
Okay, yeah,
the
it's
explosion
not great.
rate.
Look, the
wait,
damage
does the
penalty
explosion
isn't
radius
quite
hurt?
as steep as the Liberty launcher, but the reduced explosion radius means the damage fall off is steeper. So oftentimes it feels just as weak. So yeah, as the name implies, this thing is only really good when you're in the air, more specifically rocket jumping. But like, haven't we heard that one before? I don't know. It just seems kind of familiar. Oh, right. As a hybrid Trolldier, you're gonna be jumping around everywhere anyway.
Yeah,
so
I've never even tried to play Trolldier.
Really run into its downsides nearly as often
just
as you
know
would if
I
you're just
cannot do it.
Soldier. And for that reason, it feels a lot better to play with. Quick side note: the airstrike usually gets used with the base jumper, and that's still pretty good as a hybrid Trolldier. It's just that losing that extra damage resistance with the jump-heavy playstyle really hurts. Also, the base jumper on Trolldier shines the most in enclosed spaces.
Yeah, because
and the airstrike
you can
is
just
kind of the exact opposite. I'm mostly going to stick with gunboats for this one going forward. So,
fair enough.
With the gunboats and the airstrike, Soldier still has almost 80% resistance to self-inflicted blast damage. This means you'll be taking a maximum of 18 to 19 damage per rocket. And again, in practice, it's usually more like 16. That's pretty nice, but the real star of the show here is the increased firing speed. Bombing in and dumping a bunch of rockets on people is really fun, and it often ends with you jump scaring the enemy team. Oh my God!
What was that supposed to be?
Though, those fast rockets
was that Five Nights at Freddy's?
Used to jump. You know how with the Beggars you could overload jump once and then dump the remaining 2 rockets at your feet really fast to get a big burst of speed? It's pretty cool,
yeah,
right?
You could do it with this.
Now try 7.
Oh no, not. Oh god, the Jump Academy. People still comment on those videos. I'm sorry, is this?
Okay, so maybe 7 is a bit
Helldivers?
but having that
I don't know.
Potential
I'm gonna play the game for the first time on Wednesday.
Gives the airstrike an insane amount of flexibility.
For you.
You got the mobility of the Beggars, the flexibility of stock, the crippling damage penalty of the Liberty launcher, but it's okay because we can just ignore that part. Look, it's just fun, okay? Is it better than stock? I mean, no, probably, but just in terms of how well it synergizes with the Market Gardener and the hybrid Trolldier playstyle, this one's my favorite.
Oh. It's just immediately
right
shrunk.
Right in the middle because it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Shut up.
Conclusion for real this time. Is there actually one?
You know, I had a lot more fun than I was expecting to have with Hybrid Trolldier. Like, don't get me wrong, there were definitely moments where I was missing that extra mobility that you get with the rocket jumper and the man treads, but I can totally see the appeal here. Plus, there are always going to be some,
but he's probably good enough to play just straight up Trolldier.
To pull out a rocket launcher that actually does damage. And hey, if I'm still missing that extra mobility, there's always the jump pack over there on my second channel. Boom, transition. Yeah, I'm going to take at the end of the video
second channel.
Know that I've actually started using my second channel again.
SoundSmith, what a great name.
Oh God, how long has it been? Hold on.
What a great name. Like the duck goes to, and the duck goes food, and the duck goes gaming.
Since it just went up, I'll mention it here too. Anyway, I've reworked that channel a bit, so instead of just shitposting,
and another one that's for anime
from now on. There's 2 videos on there already. One is a Soundbites video with old stream clips, and the other is a Helldivers video. They'll be a bit less intensive.
I thought that was Helldivers.
The main channel stuff, but still,
by the time you're watching this, I will have already streamed it. It's probably going to be on Twitch for the next 2 weeks. If you're going to watch it, I'm playing my friends who've never played as well.
That you'd like to see me dick around in, just leave a comment. I'll read through them here in a minute.
I might upload it on my gaming channel at the VOD, just because it's first time playing the game. 5,000 new. Oh God.
Wave charge? What the hell is it?
A what?
Huh. Okay, I need to go do something.
Lots of comments.
Thanks for watching. And, you know, like and stuff.
Okay, goodbye. Not shut the door? No. Yep. I was gonna say, I'm on Xbox.
That was actually pretty good.
I was gonna say, I'm on Xbox. That doesn't happen for me. But also, that was really cool how he copied that in and put the thumbnail for another one of his videos. That was really clever and very well done, SoundSmith. That was awesome. I really enjoyed it. How do you not have 1 million subscribers by now? I'm trying to get 100,000 subscribers, actually. Yeah, Trolldier is still... I just don't believe I am anywhere coordinated or good enough at the game or rocket jumping to be a Trolldier. Especially when I stream the game, because everybody targets me when I stream the game. So, like, when I play Sniper, I'm forced to use the, oh God, what is the one? The Razorback. Just because I will absolutely be targeted 24/7 because I'll be streaming at the time. So, this is the Hybrid Gardener. Let me know if you play Trolldier or the Hybrid Trolldier. Please let me know. I do read all your comments, so leave them down below. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. I hope you're subscribed to some of the future videos. There'll be random TF2 videos on the channel just at random times, and I really hope that you do enjoy them. And I really look forward to watching more in the future, especially more stuff by SoundSmith. But like I said, hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. But until the next video, take care and keep the music.
We were playing